Hey guys, as you may know, I did a TEDx talk in the summer about my experience with the Lion diet, the all-meat diet that put my autoimmune disorder that caused crippling arthritis and gave me 2 joint replacements into remission. I followed TEDx's guidelines very carefully as I'm aware my experience with diet is anecdotal. I finished the talk asking the medical system to look into the diet further. We spent the last 4 months going back and forth with TEDx because they won't post the talk. I was the only talk from that TEDx conference that they refused to post. They said my talk went against their community guidelines, but couldn't name exactly what it went against. And it didn't. Like I said, I was really careful. Since then, Harvard has put out a study on the carnivore diet that I've linked below, showing other people who have also had success in their diseases remission. This is something that should be taken seriously and looked into. TEDx is supposed to be a place for new ideas and novel thinking, and anecdotal reports. They have tons of vegan talks claiming veganism cures diseases, but my story didn't make it through because it violated community guidelines they can't name. So I decided to put it up here. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Michaela Peterson, and I'm here to talk about how I put my idiopathic autoimmune disorder and mood disorder and chronic fatigue into remission with an extreme elimination diet of only eating meat. But I will start at the beginning. When I was 2, I started walking with my feet out like a duck. And by the time I was in grade 2, I was walking downstairs 1 foot at a time, complaining that my shoes were too small. And I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, active in 37 joints. I was put on methotrexate and naproxen to get my symptoms under control and had cortisone injected into 17 of my joints in grade 2. I was sitting on a chair in class because I couldn't sit on the carpet, because I couldn't sit on my knees or cross my legs. I was using this really ugly fat pencil because I couldn't hold my hand. When I was in grade 4, I was put on Enbrel, a biologic immune suppressant, and I started injecting myself with Enbrel and methotrexate twice a week, and I was put into a medically induced remission, and I went on all the sports teams I could go on. I went from being nearly wheelchair bound to playing sports. At the same time, my mental health declined dramatically, and I started experiencing OCD symptoms and suicidal thoughts, and I was put on SSRIs and diagnosed with major depressive disorder, potentially bipolar type 2 with hypomania. When I was in grade 8, I started experiencing the sensations of mosquitoes biting my whole body and chronic fatigue. And by chronic fatigue, I mean I couldn't wake up and I was falling asleep in class. By the time I was in grade 11, my arthritis had gotten bad enough that it had destroyed all the cartilage in my right hip. And I stopped being able to sleep because of the pain and was put on OxyContin. And when I was 17, I had my hip replaced.
Endless mortal cycles. Cruelty begets suffering. Suffering begets cruelty. It ends with me.
Now really, put that apple on your head.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Mortals are blinded by
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I do not fear the holy fire. I must become it. There is no hiding from the light.
Minions have spawned.
On wings of fire, hope ascends.
Let loose the flame!
By divine edict! Truth, guide my sword! Heal by fire! Stand and be judged! To withhold justice is a dark sin.
First blood.
Endure! The light of my devotion will set the world aflame. Flame
You have slain an enemy. An ally has been slain.
only the divine makes that. Fight justice. I salute the fallen. To find grace, I cannot fall. There is right, and there is wrong. All else is rationalization. What is dark in me, I will illuminate. The divine path shows no shut down. They cannot kill justice. Fear me! Fire reveals truth. Surrender and I'll make this quick. These blades, my sanction! purified. Would that my path be true. I cannot rest. I will not. I fly for the glory that shines above this caustic din.
An enemy has been slain. You have been slain.
The light renews. Flame pure.
Let loose the flame!
Justice unyielding. Heal by fire. Pay for your sins. I remember pain. It made me weak.
I bring the light back!
Fear the cleansing fire.
You have been slain.
Cannot kill justice. I shall purge this world of evil, and the fires of justice shall vanquish the darkness. I am divine wrath.
Enemy killing spree. An ally has been slain. Enemy rampage.
The light renews.
An ally has been slain.
Live long enough, and all lies crumble to dust. Darkness be gone! Celestial justice guide my blade.
This is the fury of an ice sword.
Excuses do not concern me. Only action. The celestial
An
realm.
ally has been slain.
I will not bend.
Let me grow stronger, that I might vanquish the forces of the transcend. Let me transcend mortal frailty.
An ally has been slain.
Only
Turret plating will fall soon.
if I can find it.
I am your salvation.
You have been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
They cannot kill justice.
An ally has been slain. An enemy is dominating.
Let loose the flame.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I shall purify this land, with fire if I must. Flame purifies. The past is for sinners. The future is for the repentant.
An enemy has been slain.
I slip, I will fall. And so I must fly.
An ally has been slain.
Shall go.
The unrighteous will burn. And yours.
Heal by fire.
Fear.
I was purified in the light. Flame purified.
sword is made first, and it burns eternal. I will like that.
Enemy killing spree.
Heal my body. I am the light and
Your
the
team
glory.
has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed. Enemy killing spree. Enemy is godlike. Enemy double kill.
The light
Enemy double kill.
While I was healing from my hip replacement, my body destroyed all the cartilage in my left ankle, and I ended up walking on basically broken bones. So I had my ankle replaced, so that was 17. I went off to university, and my mental health deteriorated further. They tried to stabilize me with Wellbutrin, and I ended up having a grand mal seizure at the university library. They tried to stabilize me with an SNRI, and I was so angry I felt like I could claw my skin off. About a year and a half into university, this gets better, I swear. about a year and a half, about a year and a half into university, I was so fatigued that I missed my final exams, and I dropped out and went home. When I got home, I started experiencing a rash on my back and on my bum and then on my face. And when it got to my face, I thought, okay, arthritis is one thing, idiopathic.
Oras pa lang, 9 pa lang. 10 sinabi niya. Hindi, 10 sila dadaan dito. Ay. Tabong sa kanila. Sabihin mo, nagsabi si Kuya Dong, pa-contact na si Kuya Dong na mag-feed siya. Wala naman nung sinabing Thursday na ako dun. Kuya Dong, na mag-feed po siya sa Taguig.
Hypersomnia or chronic fatigue is one thing. Chronic depression is one thing, but like a rash on my face, I cannot handle that. And I started researching. December 2014, the rash stopped healing. And I went to dermatologist after dermatologist, and they said, stop doing this, you're anxious. And I was like, okay, that's not super helpful. So I figured if I don't figure out what's wrong with me, I'm going to die, because my body was destroying its tissues. At that point, I was on Tylenol 3 to take at night because the shoulder pain was so bad from the arthritis that wasn't kept in check that I couldn't sleep. I was taking 40 milligrams of Adderall just to wake up in the morning because of the idiopathic hypersomnia. I was taking Dapsone, which is an antibiotic used to treat leprosy so that my skin would heal. I was taking 40 milligrams of escitalopram for the depression. I was taking an inhaler because if I got a cold, it would turn into bronchitis, that would turn into pneumonia, and I'd have
Hindi ko alam. Asan? Butas. Oh.
in the hospital because of the immune suppressants. I was taking a prescription strength antihistamine because I was so allergic to trees and grass that I was verging
Ha? Saan?
on anaphylaxis in the spring. Anyway, there were more. So I started researching and I came across this rash eventually called dermatitis herpetiformis, which is the skin manifestation of celiac disease, which is an autoimmune disorder that can be triggered by gluten. And I thought, holy shit, is it celiac disease the whole time? So I cut out gluten. I went off of my immune suppressants, which weren't really working anyway, given the fact I'd lost a hip and an ankle. And I started monitoring my symptoms really closely to look for flare-ups. In September 2015, I reduced my diet further because cutting out gluten wasn't enough, and I thought, if I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life, researching, trying to figure out what's wrong with me, I might as well rule out diet. So I went down to meat and greens and certain root vegetables that I didn't really like carrots, sweet potatoes, parsnips. I cut out all the foods that I thought could be potentially causing inflammation, and that month my skin healed for the first time in a number of years. I lost 3 pant sizes of bloating I didn't know I had. 2 months into that, my fatigue went away for the first time since grade 8, and I stopped taking Adderall. 3 months into that diet, my depression went away for the first time in my entire life, and I went from living in hell to being in heaven. A hell that I didn't know I'd been living in. And I thought, okay, well, I'm not taking any drugs ever again. And I stopped taking my SSRI over a 2-week period without realizing, because nobody told me, that SSRI withdrawal exists. And for the next 2 years, I had withdrawal exists. And for the next 2 years, I had the most horrific experiences of my entire life, and that is saying something. I reintroduced soy a couple of weeks after I went off of SSRIs, and I had a full-blown autoimmune response. And it started with my digestion was upset, my entire body got itchy. The next day, my depression was back worse than I'd ever experienced, and I got into the shower and thought, how could I be so arrogant as to think I could control this disease with diet? And I cried. 4 days later, I had mouth ulcers, my arthritis was back, my rash was back, and I got my brother to drive me home from my parents because I didn't think I could drive. And I got out of the car and I went to my apartment, I turned around, and my brother's head looked like that. For about 2 seconds, he looked at me and he went off, and then it was my brother again, and I thought, oh my God, I just stopped taking all my medication and now I'm insane. So for the next year, I went in and out of what I now know was SSRI withdrawal mixed with an autoimmune disorder and food sensitivities, and I had 24-day-long reactions each time I tried to reintroduce a food. About a year after that, I figured maybe I'll just stop reintroducing foods and not experience this. And at that time, I got pregnant, which I didn't even know I would be able to do given all the medications I'd been on. I went down to meat and greens to try and get my symptoms under control. And a year after that, I was breastfeeding, getting out of bed, my wrist buckled. I thought, okay, I have to do something because I'm worried I'm going to drop my baby. The arthritis was back, I was itchy everywhere, and I was like, how is this possible? If I'd experienced remission, why isn't that diet working anymore? And I cut everything out except for beef. And 2 weeks after doing that, thinking I'm nuts and hopefully I don't get vitamin deficiencies, the itch went away and my joints started to feel better. 4 weeks after that, so 6 weeks after an all-beef diet, the depression lifted and I stopped crying in the morning. And 5 months after that, the anxiety lifted and I was back in what I felt was heaven compared to how I'd been living. So that's all beef, all lamb, salt, and water. Now, I've been talking about this diet to spread awareness in hopes that the medical community can take something like this seriously. My mom went on the diet and her osteoarthritis went away. My dad went on the diet and he lost 70 pounds. His GERDs went away. He had psoriasis. That went away. I've talked to thousands of people with autoimmune disorders who've done similar things and seen similar results. So that is me now. That is my kid. I'm a CEO. I'm a podcaster. I try to share my experience to get people to see what this kind of diet does for me. I call it the lion diet because it's not cool to be this restricted, and it's not cool to have an autoimmune disorder and people who are sick feel isolated and miserable. So I'm trying to make it cool, but what would be really cool would be if the medical community could take this seriously and do some case studies. That's it.
Well, I'm joined now by Michaela Peterson. Michaela, lovely to see you. So I interviewed your dad, Jordan Peterson. Let's get that.
Hey guys, as you may
But what would be really cool would be if the medical community could take this seriously and do some case studies. That's it.
As a working mom, thoughts on studies on negative effects of early childcare?
I think a lot of people also
hate. Okay, this is a great question. There are a lot of studies on early daycare having negative outcomes for your kid in pretty nasty ways. So, I'll tell you guys what I'm doing, and then I can tell you my opinions. But what I'm doing is I'm getting a newborn care specialist for night times. So I'll be breastfeeding at night anyway, but I'll have somebody there who can kind of bring me the baby, I'll breastfeed, and then they can take the baby back, calm them down, put them back to sleep. I've got such a difficult time. I have such a difficult time getting to sleep that if I didn't have help in that way, I wouldn't sleep. And if I didn't sleep like that, I wouldn't be able to continue with all these projects that I'm doing that I want to continue with. So I really need to focus on getting as much sleep as I can. So we have a newborn care specialist helping, and I'm going to have a nanny as well. So that's 2 people helping me. And thank God I can afford that at this point, because with Scarlett, I didn't have anybody, and it was really hard. I started working pretty quickly after I had Scarlett, but when she was 6 months, I was full-time working, but I had like the baby on me at home and I was working. So I never did daycare, and part of the reason for that was because I was fortunate enough to be able to afford help. So with Scarlett, I got a nanny when she was 11 months old, and I was still working from home, so I was still able to breastfeed, but it was somebody there that could watch her while I was working. And that's what I could barely afford that. Like, that took almost all my money. But that, I think that if that's something you can do, I think that that's a better idea than doing daycare when kids are really young. Let me think. That's my opinion. And then there's also a realm of daycares you can look into. Like, sometimes daycare is your neighbor who brings over 3 or 4 kids, and then she's taking care of 3 or 4 kids in this really homey environment. That's different than like 14 kids to daycare, resentful daycare workers that don't care about your kids. And I think that's where things get.
Emotions
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
To withhold justice is a dark sin.
A clean cut divides darkness and light. Let's make the flame!
I do not fear the holy fire. I must become it.
You have been slain.
The light renews.
Only the divine can judge.
Flame purified.
I must feel nothing to fight injustice.
A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has reconnected.
Mortals are blinded by their own misery.
A summoner has disconnected.
Endure!
An enemy has been slain.
Hope ascends.
The righteous path begins with me.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Save your excuses.
An ally has been slain.
Flame purified.
What is dark in me, I will illuminate.
I bring the light's wrath. The moment justice bends, it breaks. Truth, guide my sword.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
My devotion will set the world aflame.
Enemy double kill.
Blade, my sanction. The celestial realm awaits. Heal by fire.
Let me grow stronger, that I might vanquish the forces of darkness. Let me transcend mortal frailty.
Be judged!
Fear the cleansing fire.
Flame purifies.
I remember
An
pain.
enemy has been slain.
Trial by fire!
Would that my path be true.
Heal by fire.
If I slip, I will fall. So I must fly.
Flame purifies.
Enemy rampage.
Buried with your transgressions.
Shut down.
Thus the mighty fall.
Enemy killing spree. Enemy double
Heal
kill.
by fire.
Injustice is a festering rot, and I am its cauterizing blade. No human is perfect, but I am not human.
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Heal by fire.
The greater the evil, the greater the opposition.
An ally has been slain. A summoner has disconnected.
The past is your sin.
You have been slain.
See my sister.
A summoner has disconnected.
They cannot do justice.
An enemy is unstoppable.
shadows. Only those with malice in their hearts need fear the light. Heal by fire.
You have slain an enemy.
Do not concern me. Only actions.
An ally has been slain. Rampage.
Purifies. I bring the light's wrath. Only the innocent will be spared, if I can find it. I fly
turret has been destroyed.
Signs above this cosmic dig. Let's look the flame! I salute the fallen. Heal my fire. Why is he so tough? Flame purified.
I will grow stronger.
I shall
Your
purify
turret
this
has been destroyed.
fire if I must. Flame purifies. Live long enough, and all lies crumble to dust.
The path to the light is a lonely one.
I bring the light wrath! Endure! The unrighteous will burn! Fear! Flame purifies.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Lift me from mortal temptation!
Defeat.
Iffy. And then I would say if you are going to put your kids in daycare, you can also judge how it's going. Like, are you dropping off your kid and they're screaming? Like screaming. And are they screaming and it's been 2 weeks and they're still screaming when you drop them off? Probably that's not a great sign, right? Now, maybe they're 3.5 and you have them in daycare and they're just going, bye, mom, see you later. I don't think those are the kids that end up with problems. So just as a parent, you need to judge that and be aware of that and try to set up something that doesn't traumatize your kids. That's important. So for me, I felt like that was getting extra help while I was at home. And I was, like I said, fortunate enough that I barely could afford that, but I could. with Scarlet, and now I can afford more help, thank goodness. So I think you have to be aware of the negative effects of daycare on kids and make sure you don't traumatize your kid, right? And I do think that the excuse of like, well, that's what I can afford, or like I need to drop them off at this cheaper daycare where there's 14 kids when they're 8 months old. Maybe figure out something.
And overlay that gives you a huge advantage when you play League, so you can use it to import the best runes quickly during champ select. You get insights into how well your opponents are playing, if your teammates are on their one trick, if they're first timing something. So basically,
what is a Perfect 100 IQ Club? It's Dakar here with yet another banger of a game. This time we're landing top against the Galio. Very weird lane. He's got Phase Rush too, so let's see how we do here. This one brought to you by, you guessed it, turbosmurfs.gg. Head to turbosmurfs.gg, get yourself 6 hand-leveled accounts today, and never have to get another account again. That's turbosmurfs.gg, code DKR15 for 20% off. As for the runes, courtesy of Deep Lull, that's going to be Fleet versus the Galio. Not going to lie though, I picked it because it was flexible against either Graves or Zed as well. But yeah, I doubt you guys will have to lane against Galio anyway. So yeah, Rengar top, Galio lane, Giga carry, Christmas time. Hope you're all having a wonderful Christmas break and getting to see your family and friends. I appreciate you, Wranglets, and I hope you enjoy the show. Noob down.
적을 처치했습니다. 아군이 당했습니다. 적에게 당했습니다. 적을 처치했습니다. 앞서가지 마. 진정한 사냥꾼은 쉬는 법이 없지. 놈들의 흔적을 쫓아. 무사히 주마.
아군이 당했습니다.
넘어지지 마. 사냥꾼 아니. 사냥감이들.
We cannot comprehend the design. A raindrop cannot comprehend a riverbank.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Worthy souls, find me there.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Men live, men die. Change is good.
Minions have spawned.
This ends one of two ways. They run, or I break them.
I knew I should have sprung for the blade warranty.
Life is too short for fear. You stagnated. This is the first lesson. Chase what is desired. You will be tested. what we have. It is what we can throw away.
First blood. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
My God doesn't want you to kneel.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Reality is brutal. There are kind and just gods. Mine isn't one of those. I like this. I should buy everyone one of these.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Bearded lady, Nagake Boros, names don't matter. Action does. Even if I die in motion. To live is to fight. Now! I'm not a good man sometimes. This is the temple.
An enemy has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
How did I love only one man? They break too easily. And drive our spirits toward their true destiny. ocean is kindness. It is our desires that stir it.
An enemy has been slain.
My name is allowing.
An enemy has been slain.
They will learn, or they will die. Move! Do a shot. Do a silent dive. Only what moves, only what lives has value.
Shut down.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Without change, something
An enemy has been slain. Shut down. Killing spree.
Another kill. Good kill, good kill. My god is moving, but speed is useful.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Many gods ask for worship.
Shut down.
I don't die, and I don't stop.
Rampage. Double kill.
These will drag you down unless you fight for sure.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Wisdom is I'll kick you in the head.
An ally has been slain. Dominating.
My god doesn't want peace. You are the tiny sliver of energy held briefly in shape. Where this energy flows is your destiny. I want you to swim.
An enemy has been slain.
It is the storm of life. So round. Fight.
Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain. Godlike. Victory!